All right, people. Finally, the Myers fan has come back to the horror community. You heard of Halloween H2O. Well, the Michael Myers fanatic is here to give you Halloween SOS. You're going to say, well, what does that stand for? Sink or swim? Because that's the kind of movie that we're dealing with. You guys don't understand. This is it. If this movie fails, Halloween is finished. The last two have already been a disappointment to fans. And people hated Resurrection. I didn't, but the general audience did. But anyway, man, I'm telling you, they could make Halloween 9. But they're avoiding that like the plague. They don't want to hear anything about that shit. They are avoiding Halloween 9 like it's the freaking plague, okay? They would rather do anything than to make Halloween 9. They would rather remake it a second time than to make Halloween 9. They would give Michael lady parts before they made Halloween 9. They would give him a vagina before they made Halloween 9. The Michael Myers fanatic can hear that now. Hey, did you hear about Michael's vagina? Yes, I did. It was trending on Facebook. Now, I'm not trying to be gross, but my point is they would rather do anything than to make a ninth Halloween film, and I don't get it. I really don't. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I'll say this much. I'm going to help you out and tell you what they need to do to make a good Halloween movie. So here it goes. I got a couple of key points for you. Key point number 1. The producers will have to do something that we've never seen before. They're going to have to give us a real OMG moment and impress the hell out of us. That's the only way it's going to work. The second key point. The film must stick to the original formula without rehashing the same plot points. In other words, it has to go back to the original series 1 through 8. But at the same time, they can't rehash the same stuff because we don't want to bore the audience. You know? The third key point. It is always good to have a twist. So whatever you do in this next movie, it has to have a twist like the other Halloween movies have. Case in point, we find out in Halloween 2 that Laurie and Michael are brother and sister. That is the twist. And that is what we're going to need in this next Halloween movie. Or we found out in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, that Ellie Grimbridge was a robot. Do you see those two twists? Let's think of some more. We also have in Halloween 6, Dr. Wynn was revealed to be the instigator of the so-called Halloween murders. That was a twist. Or what about Jamie Lloyd trying to kill her mother at the end of Halloween 4? That was a twist. Or what about when Laurie Strode had her final confrontation with the killer in Halloween H2O? And the killer faking his death and turning the tables on Laurie and killing her in Halloween 8. I've sort of covered this in the first key point. Let's go back. fellow YouTuber Nate Dunning says that he doesn't think John Carpenter will do Halloween 9, but instead he'll perhaps make a sequel to Halloween 2. Maybe. But didn't H2O already do that? Plus, didn't John Carpenter say that he doesn't like making the same movie? Isn't that what he would be doing if he made a sequel directly to Part 2? In other words, I'm saying that John Carpenter would be guilty of contradicting himself and breaking his own rule. That wouldn't look very nice. So, let me basically tell you something, my friends. In closing, let me say this. It is my humble opinion that if the producers follow the key points that I've listed, I believe that Michael Myers and his infamous franchise can and will swim safely to shore. However, if they don't follow them, the franchise will surely sink. And if it does, people will say they can always make another one. But I say, if the film fails, then the films to come will become a pointless tradition in which the fans will go through the motions of watching another Halloween film. And this once great franchise will lose its credibility and become a shell of its former self. So in other words, my friends, if this film fails, the fans will simply go through the motions. They'll simply watch the next film for the sake of it being a Halloween film. They'll no longer enjoy the Halloween films. They'll just watch it just to watch it. And I don't want it to become like that. That's why this film is sink or swim. This is the end all be all. So John Carpenter, the Michael Myers fanatic, says, whatever tricks you have up your sleeve, now is the time to use them. Because if not, Halloween is done. It's up to you. So it's quite appropriate that the name of this video is Halloween S.O.S. Because isn't that what you say when you're in trouble? S.O.S. And on that note, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. And as always, I approve this message.